The elephant in the elevator.
Welcome to Movie Night with the Boys.
Hi, welcome to Movie Night with the Boys. I'm John,
And I'm Zach.
and we're a weekly podcast where we talk movies. What are we talking about this week, Zach?
We are talking about Six Underground, 2019 movie, directed by Michael Bay, and the cast is Ryan Reynolds as one. Everybody knows who Ryan Reynolds is, right?
Needs no introduction.
No, plus the last two movies we did was Ryan Reynolds. So
Yes, this is the caboose of this Ryan Reynolds train, just so everyone knows.
next up we have Melanie Laurent as two, and she's a French actress. She was in Now You See Me and Inglorious Bastards. Manuel Garcia Rulfo, and he was three. He's from Magnificent Seven and From Dusk Till Dawn. Next up is Ben Hardy, and he was number four, and he was in X-Men Apocalypse. He was Angel.
Mhm.
Next up, we have Adria Arjona, and she was number five. She's in the new movie Morbius, Pacific Rim 2, Triple Frontier that we covered a couple weeks back, and she was also in Narcos. Next, we have Dave Franco. He was number six for about 5 minutes. And, he's from Super Bad, 21 Jump Street, Fright Night, Now You See Me 1 and 2, Neighbors 1 and 2. James Franco's kid brother.
Yep.
Next, we have Corey Hawkins. He was number seven. He's from The Walking Dead, Kong, Straight Outta Compton, played Dr. Dre,
Hmm.
and he was in Iron Man 3.
Yes, he was.
Then we have Lior Raz, and he played Rovach Almov, and I don't know anything he was in.
Me neither.
And lastly, we had Payman Miadi, and he was Marat Almov, and he's from Westworld.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So tell us about it, John.
So, the movie opens up with one talking about dying and becoming a ghost and not having a family and haunting bad people. And then you find out really quick in passing that he's an abandoned child. Um, we get a quick scene of him flying a plane and quote unquote dying. And that's how his story began doing his whole thing where he's a ghost. So we get the scene with number six driving Dave Franco. He's driving them through Italy. And there's a nice little blood splatter thing going on in the back. And you find out that two has been shot and three is performing vehicular surgery. Um, Bold move, if I do say so myself. And he's flying through Italy, mind you, with the limest, greenest. I would assume like
Brightest,
yeah, like
brightest
it is.
freaking.
It screamed, "Look at me!" So he's flying through Florence, Italy, with the loudest car in existence, both physically and visually. Um, and she's performing surgery while it's driving at easily 90 to 100 miles per hour through these narrow streets. And she, mind you, while being surgery is performed on her, is still defending them while driving, shooting at the people who happen to be chasing them through Italy. And she's doing a fucking good job. Of course,
I
then
I also got to point out there was no civilian casualties throughout this whole chase, and they were destroying a lot of shit.
one. There was one civilian
No, he
casualty.
didn't die. He just got hit by the car.
Oh, did
So
he? I don't know
yeah,
if what. Either way, no more after that were hit by. No more civilians were hit by him. Can't
I don't
can't.
really even think that the end
The other
like
SUVs, you don't think so?
I don't know. I don't even, it looked like they crashed through a whole bunch of empty stuff. Like there was never anybody where they crashed. So
Fair enough. Um, So yeah, so they're chasing them all through Italy. Um, one has a little box that he happened to get from the lawyer who he went to go talk to. Him and two went to, and he tried to get them to help, or sorry, one tried to get the lawyer to help him out. He basically said no, he can't, client privilege, blah 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 blah. So then they leave, and we're back to the car. We got a cool slow motion scene, a bunch of slow motion scenes. But one was really cool with going through I don't know. I guess you call it a rotary. I wouldn't really know what to call it.
Wasn't it like
Uh,
a fountain in the middle, and they were just like going
or some
around?
statue or something. But yeah,
Yeah,
there was.
something in the middle.
And he almost hit a baby and a woman holding the baby, obviously not just a baby on the road, and some dogs, and he managed to miss them all by like the skin of their asses. So then they kept going through Italy. They go through like a fucking museum. There's a bunch of shooting, a bunch of explosions, a bunch of grenades. No, there wasn't grenades. So we meet four. He's on a dome. He's all parkour dude. Does a whole bunch of parkour shit. And then he ends up getting down to the bottom and helping them out by blowing up an SUV with a grenade launcher that he pulled out of his ass. And the lime green getaway vehicle from hell eventually finds its way out of the museum that it's running after, or running through, I should say. And they end up going through like a construction site or something and smash into a forklift, and number six is dead.
Right through the neck. Thank
Right
God.
through the neck.
Get
Didn't
rid of
even
that.
have a chance to say a final word.
Get rid of that trash actor.
Such a hater.
Fuck that guy.
Yep. So they walk away, completely just say, all right, he's dead, fuck him. And then a moment later in a new scene, we get his body being thrown into the water, which makes no sense.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how they got the body back,
It's
but
like we're gonna leave you here for a scene, but we're gonna come back for you. Don't know how that's gonna work out because people are gonna find you. So yeah, that was weird, unexplainable. Michael Bay. We'll say Michael Bay. That's how that happened. So next we meet Seven, and we get a little flashback of his military outfit getting basically ambushed, despite his sniping stance and telling his superior officers that he suspected something was wrong. And so, unfortunately, despite him wanting to put a stop to it, his entire military team got blown up by an ambush of an exploding van, whatever the hell you want to call it, a suicide bomber. Um, and he
I
has PTSD.
also want to point out he had like this mesh thing over the scope of the rifle. I'm like, there's no way you can see through that shit. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. That's a good catch there. Yeah, that wouldn't. That's the camouflage would work to help protect you from being
Yeah, but
seen, but
you know what I mean. But every time you see it in anything
it would be
else,
all obstructive.
the scope is out. Like everything else is covered, but the scope. You
Yeah,
know,
so
and this thing was laying right over the scope. I was like,
Michael
well,
Bay. Well, it's all Michael Bay. So he's dealing with PTSD and he's about to shoot himself. At least that's what it seems like. And one steps in and is like recruiting him. Says, "I would have let you take the shot." And so they go. He says he doesn't say anything. He just kind of joins up. He fakes his death. They go to his funeral, and then we go on to the next scene. That I don't think we need to talk about anything else in there, do we? I don't think there's anything else important in there.
nope.
No, didn't think so. So we get to the airplane graveyard, and that's we find out is where the team base is. One explains how the targets are picked out with the whole shit in a box, come out of the box, leave the box. Weird analogy. But they have a whole list of targets on the wall, and they peel off the first one, and it's Rovac. Um, so then they go to
My
the
my thing with that was, does that mean like there's supposed to be seven other targets, or was that just he was the first one and the other six was like one of them was the brother, and then the four generals, and then one other person. I'm assuming.
I think they're all separate hits, separate jobs. Next, we go to a diner, and they're talking and find out that one is the technology guy, and he's got a thing with magnets. Um,
Well, he made a big tech business, and
he
everything,
made millions.
everything uses his technology. So he's
Yep.
an unknown billionaire.
He's got his stuff in millions of phones, cars, and all kinds of other electronics. Um, I did take this one line in that I thought was pretty cool. And it's the best thing about dying is freedom, which that was pretty all right. I think that was a cool line. Um, so then they talk about the mission, which is to stage a coup against Rovak, um, eliminate his generals and replace him with the much more democratic for the people brother. So here's where we go. Jump back 4 years to where one is at the like a refugee hospital in Kyrgyzstan, and he's walking through. He's doing his like billionaire philanthropy there for the pictures. At least that's what it seems like, kind of thing. He says he's gonna slap a check on the guy's chest or whatever. And then a chemical attack happens while he's there, and a bunch of people die. He's able to save a kid with a gas mask. There's a lot of gas masks, but not enough to save everybody. And then, for some reason, as the scene ends, he picks up this little girl and just walks away with her.
I mean, if you're in that situation, right? You would leave the kid there with their dead parents?
No, but I would probably reach out to more likely one of the like refugee people that was there if I could find one that was like,
Where do you
that
think
was
where do you think he was taking the girl? There
again.
was nobody around.
I see your point from the other end of it. Just watching it in the moment, I was like, well, okay, he's just picked her up and he's walking with her. I suppose it could be for comfort and yeah. I get you. I'm not disagreeing. So after that, we meet Rovak at an art gallery, um, where he basically his like I don't know what you'd call that guy, but he comes up and says that the story about the chemical bombing is getting all over the place, and he kind of just says, "Tell them that I did it to intimidate people that would stand against me," or something like that.
No,
Um,
he said he released it so that like
it
they
was for
said
his
they
enemies.
yeah, right, but it was to let the world know like I'm willing to kill my people. What do you think I'll do to you? Right?
Oh yeah.
It was an intimidation move.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that as a perspective. Okay. Yeah,
No,
there was so many ways I just.
he literally said that.
Well, no, I get it, but it didn't register the way it sounded. When you explain it more clearly, when I hear it being spoken, it sounds a lot better than it just coming out of his mouth as it did. Bless you. I digress. Um, okay, so yeah, basically if he'll do this to his own people, imagine what he would do to his enemies. Like, So it turns out that one and Rovak at the same play. So they end up at a bar and they're talking about the play. Um, and one's talking about how he likes how the first act is where the villain gets away with it, but he really enjoys the fifth act where the villain gets justice. And of course, what's his nuts there? Rovak has a rebuttal, but that's not important because he sucks. Fuck him. And then speaking of fuck him, somehow innuendo turns and one fucks the bartender.
Well, I
Which,
mean, he was flirting with her though, the like half of that conversation. So,
yep. Meanwhile, dude's dick was in his ear.
no, in his leg.
I know I was being a smartass. Family Guy reference. Fuck him in his ear.
Yeah, I watched Family Guy and I didn't get that reference.
What? The ear fucking episode?
Yeah,
Oh, well, pardon me. Oh,
one.
fuck. I gotta sneeze. It's like halfway there. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm back. All right. So the bartender and him fuck, and then we're back into the present day. She's moving to New York, by the way, where he lives. So we come to 4 and 7 talking about 1 and the mission. Um, 4 says that Americans caught Rovak's brother, which goes us to a flashback of 2017, where 2 is working for the CIA, and she catches Morat to hand him over to Rovak. Morat's the brother. During the scene, you hear Two's boss say that I know you hate this, but sometimes you got to put bad guys on thrones. So you find out there that the United States is the reason that Rovak is even in charge of Turkestan. So then they end up going to Vegas, where they find the 4 generals that they've been talking about that they have to capture. But they don't actually go to capture them; they go to kill them. And 2 and 3 go in incognito with the most ridiculous costumes I've ever seen in my life. Those fake chins and noses were insane.
Pro tennis players.
Yeah, but they didn't even have matching skin complexions to their noses. Like it went from like their darker complexion to like white, like my background. Um, it was just really, really like so bad. But I'm sure it wasn't intended to be good. So the generals are partying in Vegas like people do, and 2 and 3 go up and just lay them all out like fucking wreck house. Starting with the first one right through the door, which was really fucking cool, right through the eye hole. And then they just walk through, wreck everybody. They find the 4th general who's in charge of where Marat is, fucking some hooker. And they stop him. They get the information that, well, 1 comes in and gets the information out of him. And then once he gets the information, they still kill him. Ruthless. Fuck that shit. No prisoners.
I mean, they sent 2 killers into that room.
So then 3 goes to see his mom, who's got dementia, which terrible idea, but not terrible idea, I guess. But he's not supposed to be seen, so I don't understand why he was thinking that was a good idea, anyways. But he does that. He goes and sees his mom, and then we get a little flashback after he yells at Nurse Ratched. What did he say? He said go hang out with the nuns, Nurse Ratched, or I'll punch you in the face or some shit right in front of my mama.
No, he said, "I will knock you out in front of my mother."
That's what he said. So we get a flashback of 3 killing some guy in a really flashy coat. Shoots two of them. Shoots them twice, and then his daughter comes out, and you find out that he's now orphaned this little girl.
That's what kind of led him on this path of doing what he's doing now.
Yeah. Also, it seems like his mom completely disowned him when she still remembered, because when he said that his name was Javi, she got all mad and said, "I don't talk to Javi. I don't want to talk to Javi anymore. He's a murderer." I think that was before the flashback, though.
Yeah, because she says that, and then he flashes back to
Yeah.
him killing
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. All right. Well, 3 leaves the hospice and gets in his car, and 1's in the back seat. He puts a gun to his head and says, "You're not supposed to do this. You're lucky I didn't blow your brains out right now." He says, This is just how I do things. Whatever. You're not supposed to do that. Respect the rule." Which I get. You respect the rule. I agree. All right. So the next we get Rovak on a roof with what's I assume his remaining officers, colonels, little army, whatever. And he's talking about how the generals that have been killed need to be replaced. And so he calls forth the next in line, to which he says he doesn't trust them, and then he can't trust them because they stood to gain the most. So he has them thrown off the roof one at a time. And then he says the next 4 people will now be his generals. And yeah, that was a little ruthless. Just throwing those dudes off the fucking roof like that without any question.
Especially since they actually didn't have anything to do with it.
So we go back to the base. 7 asks the team who they think 1 is, because he's kind of curious. And then we get 4 story. He's a jewel thief in the Ukraine. He's looking for a necklace. He's got like a team of people who are good at parkour. So they get caught. Well, almost caught. One of the dudes gets shot, and they get away. And as they're running away, so he grabs a line, an electrical line. It breaks. He swings, and he can't quite make it up when he reaches the other side. Um, the woman above him grabs the jewels. He can't hold on, so he just ends up letting it go. So he falls off the thing that he was holding on to, and he falls wicked far, unreasonably far. Like I can't believe he survived far.
Well, he landed on
Um,
his feet and nothing broke, which made no sense.
yeah. Well, he also like went through like 6 different like tent like things, whatever you want to call them, clotheslines
That
or whatever.
that would have slowed him down a bit, but still, like
I don't think not. Yeah,
after he crashed through the roof, like there was nothing to slow him down from the roof to to the floor. So like his
yeah.
legs should have broken. That
Instead,
made
all that happened was he passed out or he got
yeah.
knocked unconscious. Silly, silly stuff. So when he comes to, one has set him up in like a chair where he can't move with a gun in his face, and he kind of calls him out for not being afraid, and he fakes a gun threat, blah blah blah. He essentially scares him, but doesn't scare him, and proves that he's not afraid to die. And that's how he recruits four.
It was actually funny because he had him strapped to the chair with a gun, like rigged to a whole pulley system.
Yeah,
And when he moved the chair away, the whole pulley system just fell over. Like he just like made it look like it was a thing, and it was just like
it was totally a Wile E.
poorly.
Coyote Acme set.
eh, no, it was literally just like it was fake. Like it wasn't real.
Yeah,
Like he didn't actually set anything up.
yeah. A scene with Marat and Rovak at the penthouse prison. Um, in how basically if anything happens to Marat going forward, it's going to happen. I mean, if anything happens to Rovak, it's going to happen to Marat. He's going to make sure that if anything happens to him, it's going to happen to his brother because he thinks that he's been involved with the generals dying. Heads to the penthouse, and four climbs up to the top, and seven takes a sniper perch on one of those cranes, and the other crane set up to make it so they can get across. That was with, I think it was one putting a gun to the crane operator's head to make it up that way earlier.
No, I think he was doing that to kind of I don't know what he was doing, but
Well,
he
he
was
said
like
clear the roof too.
yeah, I think that's what it well, cause he was yeah, that's because he was on the radio talking shit to the big dude,
Yeah,
the
big dude
little
was like, "I'll
the little
fuck you up.
Asian dude. No, yeah, the little Asian dude's like, "I'll beat your ass."
You don't talk to me like that. I kick your ass."
Yeah, so
I love that shit. That was hilarious.
he's like,
Um,
that's too much. This is too much."
okay, bye.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think that's what that was. Like he was clearing the roofs and
Yeah, he did. He definitely did say that.
getting access to the cranes.
Yeah. Yep. 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 So five gets into the lobby and she sits at one of the chairs. Um, and two and three roll up in a car in a Ferrari, a really nice ass Ferrari. One says go, and the plan starts. Five, oh, they all throw their masks on. So five tosses the laughing gas out in the lobby, and two and three get out of the very nice Ferrari and knock out their valets with a very brutal headbutt, which I don't think that was really necessary. He headbutted that poor tiny man with a very much bulletproof metal face mask. He could have killed that guy.
I don't think he cared if he killed him or not.
Clearly
To be
not.
honest.
Clearly not. um, so the cops get called as they're making their way through the lobby. Two knocks the dude out. Sorry, not two. Five knocks the dude out. Um, and one and four secure the zip line. But he swings at a dude and his canister falls off, and he gets a little bit of laughing gas in there as he drags the dude to use his fingerprint to get in the elevator. So while two and three are making their way up the elevator, four is spotted on the roof as four guards come up there. So he tries to hide in the pool.
Well,
Um,
he's not spotted.
no,
He's not
almost
yeah,
spotted.
yeah.
Um, so he hides in the pool, and then he gets underwater so he doesn't get caught. And he's under for what, like a minute and a half or something like that. And Seven wants to shoot the guards, but instead, because he's told not to, despite previous things that he was told, um, he shoots a hole in the glass, and it makes four have a little bit of access to oxygen. So that's good. Saves him. Um,
Made him a
what happened?
breathing. He made him a breathing hole.
He made him a breathing glory hole.
Which, to be honest, I don't think that would have worked.
Well, if he closed his mouth around it and just got the initial water through there, I think it'd be fine. Because it's a hole in the glass that's just got straight oxygen coming in. Once he puts his face to it, it should be all right. I don't know how good that seal would be, though.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are going up the elevator. 3 clearly is high on the laughing gas. So that's a nice, funny little giggle. And then 4 is like 90 stories up, setting up these like speaker bombs on the penthouse glass, which I didn't expect what I got, which I don't know if you did. Like, I thought they were just going to be like explosives. And then the first time I heard it, I was like, oh shit, that's why he mentioned the 1993 to 2015 or whatever it was. That shit was
Yeah.
hilarious. So the THX sound,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was funny. So he uses the THX sound from movies to blow up the glass. And that also allows for a distraction for 7 and 2 to come in and take out the guards while 3 is high as fuck on laughing gas. He's falling over laughing. Like, he wasn't even that exposed, and I don't know, man. I've never been exposed to this stuff, so I guess I wouldn't really know how it affects a person. I kind of figure he wouldn't be as all fucked up as he was, but
I
eh.
don't know. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while, but I mean, he sobered up really quickly.
Yeah, he did. It was really quick when he got shot in the fucking face by 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Sniper rifle to the dome.
dude, like, he's so lucky that armor was bulletproof because he would have been fucking dead. So super dead. And yeah, and that happened right after that actually, so that was good timing. Um, uh, but right before that, 4 actually manages to get Murad out of the penthouse, although he thinks he's there to kill him. So
Well, I
7 gets.
mean, they didn't say anything. Like they just like come with me. Like that was it.
Oh, but he was all freaked out, like, oh no 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 no, and he kept running back to the bed.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it could have been anything. His brother's a psychopath, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
He's
he
like
maybe he thought he was coming to hurt him because of the way he got hurt or some shit.
well, exactly right. But also too, that guy didn't see the kid. Like he didn't see Four taking anybody out, right? So it's not
Or
like
he just popped up out of nowhere.
exactly. So that would lead the you know what I mean? The brother to be like, oh shit, they're now he's gonna kill me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I think that's what his initial reaction was.
Yep. Okay, that's a fair point. So after 3 gets shot in the face, he gets all pissed and sober, and there's a nice big gunfight. Um, and as they're making their way out, the cops show up, and they can't go down the bottom anymore, and the bad guys are just storming in up top somehow. So 7 has this great idea to blow out the glass, and basically washes everybody away except for the team. Although he almost accidentally throws 1 right out the building. Sorry, not 1, 2. Right out the building. He manages to luck out though.
Yeah, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
What
hold
did I
on.
miss?
You just said he just shoots the glass and that's it. Like you didn't
Oh
say
yeah,
he
I missed the
shut.
water.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like he shoots the glass and everybody just started falling out of the building. Like
Yeah,
what?
I totally missed the water. Oops.
Like he's shooting a pool. Like he's shooting the pool.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
supposed
No,
to
no,
say he's
you're right.
shooting the pool.
Yeah. What did I
And like
write?
I was looking at that and I was like, bro, that is so much fuck. That's way too much water. Then it
Yes, that
fucking and
was.
then it paneled out and you go and you see the pool. The pool is fucking massive,
Yeah,
bro.
it's like as
So
long as the building.
exactly, bro. So I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was like, that is a lot of water for this tiny. I thought it was like a tiny pool going along
Like on
the
the corner.
edge. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean, like going along the edge of the building.
Yeah, no.
But no, that was a huge pool. So
Yes, it was. So I'm just gonna. We should just leave that in there because that was funny as shit. So yeah, I neglected to mention the water in the glass. So 7 shoots at the water, or shoots at the glass that's holding the water in the pool, and it washes everyone away except for the team minus 2, who almost gets washed away. Um, they get upstairs. Um, And then we get a little quick thing with one who suddenly is able to kick ass, and there's no explanation for it. It just happens, and then never gets brought up again.
I mean, he's
Um,
he's he's a billionaire. Like, if I
yeah, he
was
must have done training or something.
if I was a billionaire, like, think about it too though. Like, he had to do some kind of military type of training, right? Because he knows how to use weapons and stuff, right? And so, but yeah, think about it though. Like, if you had the money, right? You're a CEO of a big company. Other people are running your company for you. You're just fucking making appearances here and there, right?
True
So,
story.
so think about it, like Bruce Wayne. What did he do? He left for so long, you know what I mean? And just went out and just trained in all types of martial arts and all kinds of training. You train with ninjas and shit. You know what I mean? So like think about it. If you had the money, that's I think that's exactly what you would do.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I can't even think of a good argument against that. Thank you, Bruce Wayne, for being a good representation of what we needed to compare to here and now. After one kicks some ass, they're upstairs about to use the zip line, and Marat's afraid of heights. So three's trying to punch this dude in the face, and he must punch like a baby because he can't knock dude out. He's just decking him over and over again. And
But he wasn't punching him in the right place to knock him out.
he wasn't punching
He was
him in
just
like the
punching
cheek.
he was just punching him in like the eye, and it's just like, no, you're trying to knock somebody out, you fucking hit them in the jaw, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
he was not. He was so
no,
bad at it. And
no,
then
he just wanted to beat the guy up, like, straight up.
for no good reason at all. He just was a dick. And then one just walks over and just, "What are you doing?" and pushes him face down. That shit was so funny. I laugh so hard every time I see it. I've watched this movie probably 4 times
He's
now.
like, what? He's like, what? I was trying to knock him out. Like,
We're
no.
on the same side.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus Christ. Uh. Oh, so when they get to when they get to the bottom of the zip line, fucking homeboy runs away, and three's like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get away," and he thinks, "I gotta kick his ass again." He fucking just tackles him and starts beating the shit out of him on the ground. Like, you've already got him, dude. What are you going for?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you have rabies?
Bro, the relationship between 3 and 1 is fucking hilarious.
Oh, it's
It's like,
so
"Fuck you! No,
volatile.
fuck you! No, fuck you! No, fuck you!"
It's just
Like,
so funny. And one is such a dick. He is just such a dick. We find out that four can't get across because the zip line got cut. And one, has the policy. It's time to go. You just leave. So they leave, or they make their way out. But still, four tries to make it across. And then big guard dude, who seems to throw a mean grenade like he used to be a pitcher in the Major League Baseball.
yeah, I mean, I've played baseball for over a decade, and I don't think I could land those throws that he was doing, you know what I mean?
He, some straight up impressive throws. Like,
right?
um, and no matter how many times he throws a mean grenade, somehow four still parkours away. So he just keeps getting, he keeps going, he keeps going. Big dude somehow manages to get two grenades up on one of those big ass beams and causes a metal rain. To which both the team and four narrowly avoid getting smushed. Which luck.
That shit was hilarious because they're trying to drive away and they're like, "All right, no more fuck ups, no more fuck ups," and then all of a sudden
Ding, 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 ding.
and then all of a sudden a body just fucking hits the fucking top of the car, and then they run over. Oh my god, that shit was so vicious.
Was that
Was
a
that
person?
a person? Oh my god! Just keep driving. Just keep driving.
It was just another body flying out of nowhere. Raining bodies and metal as things
Well,
happen
no,
at
no, no.
construction sites.
That happened after like four was fighting somebody and he threw them off the roof.
Yep, right after a grenade blew up right behind him.
Yeah. Well, they were like in this open, like little open stretch, and then Buddy hucked the grenade, and his accuracy is bad when Buddy's out in the open. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah, but he can almost hit him directly when he's fucking parkouring across
Exactly.
cylindrical beams.
Exactly. But yeah, so yeah,
Anyways,
but he throws the guy off the building, and they fucking run him over.
it
Holy.
seems like they were in the same spot the whole time. Like The car is right below 4 somehow.
They were just like it seemed like they were just driving around the building.
We gotta find a way out. It's like every time you get stuck in the prison in GTA. Ugh, ugh, wrong
Uh,
channel. Um, so yeah, after the metal rain, 4 manages to get all the way across, but Big Dude catches up and starts to choke him. And 7 and 1 have a brief argument over stopping the car. 7 makes 3 stop the car, and he snipes Big Dude and saves 4. So then after that, the chick shows up and tells Roback that they're untraceable, they're ghosts, they can't be found, and he's like, "That's impossible." Blah 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 blah. He talks too much.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they get away. It's 7 and 1 fight, and then 7 starts the little streamline of them all telling each other their names except for 1. Um, I don't know if that had any other relevance other than just them knowing each other's names. It was kind of almost redundant. Um, oh, so this part didn't matter at all. Like, it had no bearing to the movie whatsoever, but I thought it was funny. 1, 7, and Marauder in the car, and 1 turns around to say something to Marat, and he looks at him and he recites the beginning to "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. So then we get the scene of 2 and 3 planting bombs at the bases of statues. Um, 4 hacks the state-run satellite, and 1 and 7 go to the state-run power plants as fake plant inspectors with some seriously terrible accents. Although I found Ryan Reynolds to be pretty entertaining, but they somehow managed to talk their way into getting access to the plant and hacking the plant. Um, and they're able to get what they need. So next we get to the Day of the Dead where they're supposed to do the big thing. Um, they hack Rovok's live stream where he's about to do his dictator address thing, and Marat comes off the cuff with this inspirational revolutionary speech and makes the people rise up and rebel against Rovok. And that starts this crazy reaction of things where he's like, "All right, we got to go to my yacht, which is basically a floating bunker," and he gets an escort with some SUVs and fucking Harrier jets. Maybe they weren't Harrier jets, but they were jets. Why the fuck did he need an escort of jets? Dude, like, what? And then they just fucking shot on the civilians. Like, fuck everybody, just kill them all. I don't give a shit. Ridiculous.
I mean,
Um,
I think that's to his character. I mean, he was
yeah, I
ga-
guess
gas bombing people the whole
super
movie.
overkill, super overkill. Goddamn. Fuck, but yeah, I guess dictators do as dictators do. And all the while, mind you, three's following them. Rovok just tells his drivers to drive right through people. Doesn't give a shit anymore. They're not my people if they're gonna stand against me, I think is what he said. Um, 3 gets wrecked, and then the team puts those yellow like sub ships in the water, and I don't think he tells you right away what they're for.
This is the part of the movie that kind of zoned out for.
Yeah, I don't think he ever mentions what it's for. All right, this is more. Well, I'm basically at the end here, so
No, I know. Yeah, you're almost done.
yeah.
It's
Okay. Okay. All right. So the team gets on the boat, and they don't go together, but they somehow manage to get together. And it takes a couple minutes. Um, Marat rolls in and just convinces the generals to stop fighting against him and start fighting with him. Stop attacking their own people. His inspirational spiel. And I think it worked. We don't actually get a direct yes or no from anything. Just kind of goes away from the scene without anyone answering, and then I don't think we ever see him again. So Marat convinces the generals to join the cause. The little yellow ships are magnets that fully magnetize the yacht through one's phone. 2 and 3 fuck some shit up, and after a gunfight, 1 messes with magnetism and fucks up so many people. so many people. You saw this shit. No matter how many times you don't watch this movie, the probably the most memorable shit that happens is right here when he turns the magnet left, right, and
Oh yeah,
just
he's fucking with the boat.
oh my
That
god.
was pretty funny. Yeah.
Dude, he was so fucking mean about it too. He's just back and forth, back and forth. Oh man. Then he does it again in the kitchen. And then after the kitchen, fucking one's in a fight. He dropped his phone and some other guy grabs his phone and all the magnet chips blow up. Like he just touched the phone.
I have no idea.
So that blows the holes in the ship and it starts to sink. Four's getting his ass kicked after trying to get around, and one goes looking for him, which is completely out of his usual thing.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that's what everybody was saying. Like, oh, you're actually going against your own like
yeah, they were
rules.
straight up calling him out on it. So when one finally gets to four, he kills the dude that's kicking his ass, and he says cleavers, and which to me meant he's saying family. I think I'm pretty sure that's what he means too.
Well, that goes back to earlier in the movie with the whole
Leave it to Beaver, yeah.
he's obsessed with Leave It to Beaver. I mean, that went over my head.
So after that, Rovak boats away, and he gets on a helicopter, which turns out to be fully occupied by the team and his brother.
Like, when
And
did that happen? That's the
I know,
real question. When the fuck did that happen?
I think there
Like,
was like a time jump that we just didn't see.
you know what I mean? Because at that point, they were like literally Ryan Reynolds just got four back. So it's like he'd have to go from that side of the yacht to the other side of the yacht to where the helicopter was.
And all of them would have to get there, not just one or two or three, but five people.
But I think they like I think a couple of them were like at least five and the brother were in the helicopter from the get go.
Yeah, they
Like
must have been. They
they
must have
had
been
to
flying it.
they flew it in definitely. The
Yeah,
team flew it in. So I think that's how some of them got on it, and then it makes sense how they would have let the rest of them get on it. I guess now that we break it down, but
yeah. They take the brother, they take Rovak, and they drop him into rebel zones, and they basically Gaddafi him.
that was awesome. I mean, like literally right before they dropped him out, like he was like, "I know you from the play," and he's like,
Welcome to Act 5.
I told you Act 5 was coming." And throws and he's like, kill me,
You let me
like
die
kill me
with
with
dignity.
dignity." Like, no, bitch, you don't deserve
You
shit.
don't deserve anything, motherfucker. So after the dude gets kicked out of the helicopter, we get a little bit of where are they now kind of thing. One goes to New York and sees the bartender, and it's implied his son, which you didn't see. I don't know how you
No,
missed
man,
it.
I was fucking bored. I was like, okay, good, this movie's done. Let me go get a drink, and I got up.
Fair, fine. So two and three go and meet three's mom, which was something that he had mentioned wanting to do on the boat. Murad is a hero, celebrated by his people. Four and five go rock climbing, which I don't understand where that dynamic came from. I mean, I get him, but her didn't make any sense to me.
They were connecting.
I guess. Um, Seven throws the pistol that he was going to use to kill himself into the some water body somewhere. I think he saved the bullet though. And three says he wants to knock off a casino next time. And
What happened
one,
to two?
two is with three, meeting three's mom. But I was also going to mention that one had signed off that thing and put it into his like toolbox thing that all of his stuff, if he is to die, is to be given to his son. Right before the movie ends, he goes and sees his son again. And end credits. What'd you think?
I thought it was all right. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it, to be honest, I really don't like watching movies the second time.
I don't. I just don't like knowing what's gonna happen. It's just
No,
not my thing.
no, I do, but at the same time, it's like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just these Ryan Reynolds movies, but like I just when I watch them again, I'm just like I'm just not into them like I am the first time I watched them, you
Yeah,
know?
I get the feeling. Um, I like the movie. I thought it was an alright movie. I don't think I'd go out of my way to watch it again because I've put in about 4 viewings of the movie by now.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. I honestly, if there's a sequel coming in any capacity, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Like I didn't hate the movie. It was just because I don't, it's like I already knew what was going on, and normally I'm not paying attention to like the you know what I mean, the random like talking, like all those like slow scenes. I'm not really paying attention to, but like for this one, for some reason, all the action scenes I just didn't fucking care about.
It's time for the
And
good, the bad, and the meh.
why do you say meh like that?
Because I don't
Like
know if you're
you're
gonna have a meh. You're usually a good and bad, but I feel like you might actually have a meh this time around. So I'm curious. But I'm gonna go with my good first because I'm my eyebrows raised at you. Um, and I think my good was the actually decent acting in this movie. There was some really good acting. There wasn't too much bad acting, to my attention, honestly.
no, I'll agree with that. A lot of the jokes hit a lot better than the Adam Project, 100%.
And Ryan
Um,
Reynolds was an absolute asshole to everybody.
which I enjoy. Don't get me wrong. I know I did say he was a dick earlier, but like I enjoy that.
Yeah, it
Like
was definitely a separation from his usual happier self.
yeah, right. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So what was your good?
Um, my gets somewhat the same. It's basically just like the banter that back and forth between all the characters, like 1 and 4, 1 and 3, 1 and 2. Like he just kept calling her a psychopath, essentially. You know,
Or
um,
James Bond?
yeah, you know what I mean, like the super spy, right? So yeah, just like the banter, that was definitely probably my good,
I
right?
can climb on board with that.
Yeah. So my meh
You
is
did have a meh.
my meh is like they seemed at the beginning of the movie they seem to put an emphasis on okay, all these people have their specific roles, right? You have the spook, you have the hitman, you have the driver, you have the doctor, you know, you
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
the
The billionaire.
billionaire, right? My issue with that, no, the Skywalker, we can't forget Skywalker because he was the coolest one.
Yeah.
Um, My issue with that is it seemed like they were putting such an emphasis on giving these people such specific roles, but then those same role like the doctor, for example, like the doctor did one doctory thing, and that was it,
Yeah. Then
right?
she broke her
Unless
Hippocratic oath.
yeah, right? And then like I don't know if because she got the gas, but like she said she got that from her dentist. So like that doesn't really have anything to do in the like you know what I mean with her medical background, right? So I think that is kind of my meh. It's like why give these people these titles and then not kind of like have them not doing that stuff essentially,
Yeah,
right?
that's fair. That's fair.
What about you?
My meh was like the fluff flying scenes that didn't really matter. Where like the one that I think of right off the top of my head is the last one, where it's right after they say each other's names, and he's like, "This is your captain, Seven, aka Blaine," and then just he's like, "It's about to get bumpy because we're flying low." I'm like, we really didn't need those little fluffy flying scenes that just didn't have any relevance to anything.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, at the same time I understand why they put it in because they were trying to make an emphasis on how that guy is trying to piss off one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I mean that scene specifically, sure, I can see that, but like there was a couple of them that just there was flying scenes that just they were flying.
There's too many like flying scenes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like just flying. What do you? We know you're going somewhere. We don't necessarily need you going there. We can just have you be there.
yeah.
Um,
So what about your bad?
So much bad CGI. It was. I mean, I get it. I get it. They didn't have practical in a lot of situations, but so much bad CGI, especially in that first 20 minutes. It was just bad. Some of the deaths, you could tell the bodies that were rolling over cars. Some of them weren't even there. Like it. I don't know. You felt the budget lacking in the CGI, and it was bad.
That's fair, I guess. I didn't really
Eh,
notice. I didn't really notice that too much.
I unfortunately I did. What about you?
My bad. To be honest, I don't have a bad.
Really?
I thought the movie was okay. I didn't really have too many issues with it. But my bad is Michael Bay casting Dave Franco. That is my bad. Dave Franco in this movie is my bad.
Love it. You blame well, you can blame Michael Bay for it though, which that's the best part of that whole answer is it's Michael Bay's fault. I love that so much, so much.
Yeah.
Michael
So,
Bay catches hate from everybody
well,
so
he's
much,
got some hate from me for putting Dave Franco in his movie. So,
so bad, so bad.
I mean, I'm happy they killed him off right away, but I mean, just him being in the movie in general, not I'm not down with it.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, go back to performing card tricks.
Yeah, he was better in that movie and more useful.
Yeah. So,
Um,
with that being said, what was your highlight scene, John?
Zach, I really, really loved when Seven thought to shoot the glass for four to breathe. He didn't break the rule of not listening to one as his commanding officer, and he saved four's life with some serious ingenuity on the spot. That shit, that's the dope shit. I love seeing a crafty guy like that. That shit was cool. So, right there.
What do you mean by crafty shit? Because
Well,
all he did was get out of the car and shoot a guy
no,
in
the
the head.
pool scene.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, he's yeah. Sorry, I don't know if I was clear enough. When he shoots the
No,
glass,
no, you were not. Because
sorry,
you just said when he saves four, so he saved four those two times,
sorry,
right? So
my bad. Well,
yeah.
yeah, he is Four's hero, huh? Um, no, yeah, the scene where he shoots the glass to let him to make it so he can breathe. The ingenuity behind that was really cool and clever.
Oh,
So
for sure. Yeah, I don't think I would have thought of that.
no, no.
I would
Fuck,
have
what am I gonna do?
if I was in the water, I'd probably been like trying to like put my lips out of the water, trying to like a little fish. You know what I mean?
You can see it too. It's okay. We gotta stop. All right, Zach. My highlight was that. What was what was your letdown?
Okay, so my letdown scene. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have much of an issue with this, so this is kind of a bit of a stretch. But the scene I didn't really care for the most was the whole thing when three goes back to see his mom. Very unnecessary. We didn't need that. They could have,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they could have done that scene and him being in the bathroom after he wakes up, with two, and he could have been in the bathroom like looking at his gun and then flash back to that scene. You know what I mean?
agreed.
So that's probably my biggest letdown scene. It was very unnecessary. So yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I totally understand, and I agree. I completely agree. Actually, I think I mentioned that while we were talking about it. That was no, I think you mentioned it while we were talking about it.
Yeah, I was saying like that whole scene is just so irrelevant. Like the only thing it did was make Ryan Reynolds look more like a dick.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Which I was fine. I was like, "Oh yeah, kill this dude, yo. He broke the rules. Like blow his fucking head off. Make him an example,
Time
you know
for
what
an
I
8.
mean?"
Time for an 8.
Yeah, exactly.
And lastly, we have to shout out as always, Dynamic Duel, the Dynamic Duel podcast, Joe and Johnny, the people that have inspired us to be where we are now. Without them, there is no us. And you guys should check them out if you don't already. They are fantastic. They talk about movies, TV shows, obviously in the Marvel and DC universes. And you can check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you can find podcasts. Where else can they be found, Zach?
You could find them on their website at dynamicduel.com. They're on all social media at Dynamic Duel. And yeah, check them out. So yeah, dynamicduel.com.
Excellent.
We also have another shout out to do. My little brother's printing company, right? We got to shout out Black Box Prints, provided us with our, cool new swag, right?
I'm gonna
So,
hang on 1 second. Hang on.
oh, there it is. There it is. Movie night with the boys with our very own logo. I got one. I got one too. On the back of my, you know what I'm saying? Right? So yeah. So definitely go check out my brother's company. Black Box Prints. Blackboxprintshop.ca.
And you can find them on Instagram at
And
BlackBoxTO. Blackbox Prince TO.
yeah, yeah. They're also on Instagram. But if you go to their website, they'll have links for all that. You'd make your orders through their website. So yeah. Yeah, definitely go check them out. www.blackboxprintshop.ca.
And guys, it would be the most helpful thing if you could rate, review, like, subscribe, follow, share. Tell your friends by word of mouth. Call your friends in other states. Text them. Call your friends in other countries. Use your international minutes. We need to get exposure. You can find us on Instagram at MNWTB Podcast. You can find us on YouTube at Movie Night with the Boys! ! You can find us on Twitter at MNWT Boys. And it's coming together slowly. We've got a Facebook in development, and we've got a TikTok at MNWTB Pod. So, find us, follow us, stalk us, call us in the middle of the night and tell us you love us. Please help us grow.
And we're also in the midst of starting also a gaming channel. It'll be called Gaming Night with the Boys. Right? So yeah, once we get that up and going, we'll let you guys know. And yeah, you can follow us there. You can come play games with us, do all that stuff. So
We look forward to you looking forward to hanging out with us while we hang out with you.
for sure. For sure. So next week, we're actually going to be doing The Harder They Fall 2021 cowboy movie. So, or a western. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. The Harder They Fall. So John, with that being said,
Zach, it's been real.
deuces.
Deuces. More like the laughing hyena.